Hi, welcome to Bilingual Tutorial. This is Maya Anandan. Today onwards, we'll be discussing the text Literature and Aura's Identity, textbook referred for third semester UG students. I'll be giving you the questions and its answers. If you need explanation, please comment it under this video. Then let's start with Postcard from Kashmir. First question from section A, that is, answer the following questions in a sentence or two. First question, explain how Kashmir shrinks into speaker's mailbox. And the answer is, the speaker in the poem receives a postcard with a photograph of his homeland, Kashmir. The speaker is away from his homeland, and this postcard reminds him his homeland, and he felt the real splendor of the massive peaks of Himalayas has been shrunk to the dimension of a postcard in his mailbox. ഈ കവിതയിലെ സ്പീക്കർ തൻ്റെ നാട്ടിൽ നിന്നും ദൂരെയാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ താമസിക്കുന്നത്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ നാടായ കാശ്മീരിൻ്റെ പിക്ചറുള്ള ഒരു പോസ്റ്റ് കാർഡ് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് കിട്ടുന്നു. അതിലൂടെ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ നാടിൻ്റെ ഓർമ്മകൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിലേക്ക് എത്തുമ്പോൾ വമ്പൻ ഹിമാലയൻ മലനിരകളും മറ്റും ചെറുതായി ഒരു പോസ്റ്റ് കാർഡിൻ്റെ സൈസിൽ തൻ്റെ മെയിൽ ബോക്സിലൂടെ തന്നിലേക്ക് എത്തിയെന്ന് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് തോന്നുന്നു. സെക്കൻഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, വാട്ട് ആർ ദ തോട്ട്സ് ഓഫ് ദ സ്പീക്കർ ഓൺ റിസീവിംഗ് ദ പോസ്റ്റ് കാർഡ്? The postcard brings him back to his homeland, and he says postcard is very neat and perfect, but he worries about the violence going on in his land and the loss of purity of his land. പോസ്റ്റ്കാർഡ് സ്പീക്കറുടെ നാടിനെക്കുറിച്ചുള്ള ഓർമ്മകളിലേക്ക് അദ്ദേഹത്തെ കൊണ്ടുപോയി. ഒരേ സമയത്ത് തൻ്റെ നാടിൻ്റെ സൗന്ദര്യത്തെക്കുറിച്ചും എന്നാൽ കലാപം മൂലമുണ്ടായ നാശത്തെക്കുറിച്ചും അദ്ദേഹം ഓർക്കുന്നു. തേർഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ദിസ് ഇസ് ഹോം and this is the closest I'll ever to be home. What does the speaker mean here? Where is the speaker now? And the answer is, through this line he meant he could not return to his homeland, but that postcard brings him his homeland to the foreign land where he settles now. From the word mailbox, we can understand now he is in America. ഈ വരിയിലൂടെ സ്പീക്കർ വ്യക്തമാക്കുന്നത് തനിക്ക് തൻ്റെ നാട്ടിലേക്ക് തിരികെ പോകുവാൻ സാധ്യമല്ല, എന്നാൽ ഈ പോസ്റ്റ് കാർഡ് താൻ ജീവിക്കുന്ന ഈ ഫോറിൻ കൺട്രിയിലേക്ക് തൻ്റെ നാടിനെ കൊണ്ടുവന്നിരിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹം ഇപ്പോൾ അമേരിക്കയിലാണുള്ളത്. ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിൽ there are two questions, so we have to give answer for both the questions. Then fourth question, what may happen to Kashmir by the time the speaker returns? The speaker fears that when he returns, the colors of Kashmir will not be so brilliant, and Jhelum's water will not be so clean and ultramarine. Kashmir will lose its beauty because of conflicts and violence. അദ്ദേഹം തിരികെ കാശ്മീരിലെത്തുമ്പോൾ യുദ്ധവും കലാപവും കാരണം കാശ്മീരിൻ്റെ സൗന്ദര്യം നഷ്ടപ്പെടുമെന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം ഭയന്നിരുന്നു. ഫിഫ്ത്ത് വൺ, and my memory will be a little out of focus. Explain this line. And the answer is, the speaker's memories of Kashmir are like undeveloped film negatives. He could not recollect all bad memories clearly. He felt it as confusing. കാശ്മീരിനെ കുറിച്ചുള്ള സ്പീക്കറുടെ ഓർമ്മകൾ ഒരു ഫിലിം നെഗറ്റീവ് പോലെ കറുപ്പും വെളുപ്പും നിറഞ്ഞ അവ്യക്തമായൊരു ചിത്രമായിരുന്നു. Okay, now we are moving to the next section. Answer the following questions in about 100 words. And first question, describe the poet's use of postcard as a central image of the poem. This section carries 5 marks each, and I'll be giving you points. You can write it explained. As introduction, we can write, postcard is a central image which brings diasporic identity of the speaker. So we need to write something about the speaker also there. Then it substitute his home. So here we need to write how this postcard substitute his homeland. And here another point we can add, it is he recollects his memories, how he has recollected, which all memories he has recollected. And we can conclude by saying that while recollecting the bad experiences he felt, it is vague or which is not clear. And as a conclusion we can say postcard is used as highly imaginative one. The next question, does the postcard represent Kashmir fully? What do you think? And my answer, I think the postcard represents Kashmir partially. Only the geographical representation is possible, and one side of Kashmir is the geographical representation, we can say. There is another side of Kashmir, and it is explained by speaker here as his life. And the life in Kashmir, it couldn't be explained through this postcard. And even for speaker, he couldn't explain it completely, as he keeps only some partial and unclear images of it. He says it is vague. So, as what I think, it is Kashmir partially represented through this postcard. The next question, explain the concluding line. A giant negative, black and white, still undeveloped. Here we need to explain the last line of this poem. Here, as an introduction, we can write something about the poem and its beginning. Then we have to come to the answer, as he says the memories are like giant film negatives, which are black and white in color. He says his memories of Kashmir is like undeveloped film of black and white color, and it is difficult for him to explain the particular memories he had, as it is unclear. And from this, we can understand some memories he kept inside his mind, which he couldn't explain or which he don't need to remember again. Sometimes these incidents may be the reason for his migration to America. Okay, now we are moving to the next section. Answer the following questions in about 300 words. They say questions. And first question, attempt a critical summary of the poem Postcard from Kashmir, considering the political context of Kashmir. We can start the answer by writing something about Aga Sahid Ali, the writer, and his personal details. Actually, he is an immigrant from India. He lived here in India and migrated to America. So it can be started by writing something about the author. Then as second paragraph, we can write what was happening in India just after independence. We know still it is going on. The long-standing friction between India and Pakistan for the possession of Kashmir has caused immense political conflicts and chaos in the region. And the dispute itself has been reason for many Kashmiris to migrate to faraway countries. And we know Aga Sahid Ali also migrated to USA, and there are thousands of people who migrated to USA from many countries, and they got sheltered there in US because its liberal attitude towards the people who are suffering from alienation in their own land. It's because of several reasons they are having liberal attitude towards the migrants. And here the Kashmiri to have left for foreign shore in search of shelter. And here in this poem, the speaker is also migrated to America. We may feel the writer himself is saying these words. And in the poem, Postcard from Kashmir, the speaker, who is an immigrant in Western country, receives a postcard from what he used to be the home, that is Kashmir. The image on the postcard that takes him back to the good old days in Kashmir. And though the speaker of the poem is geographically distant from the territory of Kashmir, very spirit of Kashmir is encapsulated in the postcard he receives. And the poem unveils the beauty of the region on one hand and its violence-ridden reality on the other. In fact, the postcard is a miniature form of his homeland, and he felt it brings beauty of Kashmir to him. He feels his homeland is so closer to him than it exists. At the same time, he is keeping some memories which he couldn't explain. So he says, or the poet feels that the picture on the postcard, it conceals more than what it reveals. So some hidden memories are there which he couldn't explain to anyone, and they are just like the negatives or negative films which are still underdeveloped. He couldn't recollect them all, as it is having black and white color, and it is very difficult for him to remember because it is not that much good enough. And in short, Ada Sahid Ali tries to say about the political conflicts happened in Kashmir at the time of violence. He was worried about the beauty of his land, and he imagines when he returns, the clean and sparkling Jhelum's water may be colored with blood because of this bloodshed and loses its deep blue color, and the whole beauty of Kashmir could have changed. And these confused memories of black and white, good and bad, blended with. And so the poem is a nostalgic one. And last question. Postcard from Kashmir brings before us the natural beauty of Kashmir on the one side and its grim social reality on the other. Discuss. I think for both the essay questions the answer is same, but here in the second question we need to add one more point, the social situation too. And the social situation the poet has experienced or the speaker has experienced should be mentioned here. So as a conclusion we can say, as he is explaining his confusion in his life, the social identity he got there in US. When he settled there in US, he has an identity there, but still in his mind, his psyche is of an Indian, and he is a part of India. In his mind, he is a Kashmiri, and there is his diasporic identity which always affects him and which inspires him to write this poetry. And the social reality is that once he went away from Kashmir and now he couldn't come back to his land and he couldn't experience the warmth of his land. Now he belonged to one another nation, and that is his diasporic identity. So we can write second essay question's answer by adding this point to the first question's answer. Hope this will be helpful to you. If it is helpful, please share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.